Well, we'll wander down to the creek. Get us some water. Oh man, stiff this morning. A little bit stiff this morning. Oh, knees. The old knees. Man, yeah. Find a good place to get down to the water. Fair bit of ice in the creek now. Last damn thing I want to do is fall in. That would suck. You'd be in big trouble, man, if you fell in this. Whew. My pot full. My bottle full. She's freezing over. Let's go get a fire going. You can actually see a few embers down in there. So that's good. The fire shouldn't be too hard to get going this morning. We'll go get some birch bark. Got our good old birch bark. I would expect it'll probably light up pretty good, pretty quick. A little bit of a breeze over here, so that kind of sucks. Look at that, it's already smoking. It ain't any much. Just like that. That fire went out probably at about 9 o'clock. And there were still some embers in there, so that's good. We'll get our water. Water going, and we'll be in action. I'll put our water on the tripod, I think. Just like that. Oh boy. Yeah, that water will heat up pretty quick. A couple cups of coffee. I think once the water's boiled, I think I'll get to cooking my breakfast. Have some sausage and eggs again. That was pretty good. So I got a couple nice eggs. Some more of my moved summer sausage. Water's got to be close now. Close. It's a nice thing about a smaller pot, eh? Smaller pot doesn't take too long to boil. You don't need that much water. A couple cups of coffee, or if you don't have coffee, just a tea or hot water, whatever you got. That's all you need. That's all I need, anyways. I forgot to clean my pan last night after having my steak, so I just cut off just the top of a juvenile pine tree. Great pot scrubber. It cleans it right up. It wasn't that bad anyways, but yeah, I just get a little bit of snow and good as new. Ready to cook again. That's all I need for my coffee. Nice. I'll set that right there just to stay warm. Pan. Frying pan on there, starting to heat up. heat it up and have a cup of coffee. I didn't need to bring coffee with me, obviously. But you know what? Not every trip out in the woods has to be a struggle. Not every trip has to be about minimalist. So this one's not. Oh my God, smoke. For God's sakes. Smoke's blowing right into my chair. Oh man, let me tell you, that tastes good. Okay, what I don't want is that. I don't want this, handle to catch. So I forgot my cast iron, if anybody's wondering. I forgot my good old cast iron, so I had to resort to this thing. It's working. It'll do the trick. It's just not ideal. So cut up some sausage, get it frying. Don't know how much I want to cook up yet, so I'll start with that, I think. Get another whole chunk here. So. Maybe I'll throw one more chunk in there, eh? So this summer sausage here that I make, it's already cooked. It's already cooked, so you don't need to cook it, but it's just nice when it's warmed up, eh? Yeah, we'll get some sausage going. original sitting spot. Damn fire blowing right in my face. Drives me nuts. Yeah, look at the sausage there. Delicious, eh? Ooh, that's a strong coffee I made. It's like an espresso. Triple shot of espresso. So there's our breakfast. Sausage and eggs. What do you guys think? How's that look? Eh? Looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it does too. Oh yeah, it's ready for me to eat. That is. That summer sausage just adds such a nice little flavor to everything. I use it on sandwiches. We'll bring it out. Bring it out for like an appy night. Smoke. Fuck. I don't know why that fire is so smoky. It's good wood. Ouch. Anyways, yeah. If you haven't tried summer sausage, it doesn't have to be wild game. They make it out of beef. Go to your local butcher store or whatever after summer sausage. Delicious. Anyways, as I was saying, just before I left for this little getaway, my youngest daughter's a registered nurse, and my oldest daughter's a clinical counselor. So proud of both of them spending their lives helping people. That's just awesome. I love that. Anyways, my youngest daughter came home with these, well, they were delivered to the house, these shoe boxes. And you got to make the shoe box, and anyways, I didn't know what the hell it was. So I asked her about it, and she said, oh, it's a shoebox thing for kids for Christmas time. And she goes, you can pick however many boxes you want to do, and you can pick whether you do a boy or a girl, and you can pick their age, and you just fill this little shoebox. It's about that big. Normal size shoebox, I guess. Maybe a little smaller than normal. You fill this shoebox with just, a few little gifts. and then it gets sent to them at Christmas time. And man, I just thought that was so awesome to hear. You know, almost brings a tear to your eye. Just there's a lot of good people out there, and good people doing good things, right? So of course I jumped right on board with that, and I did up 4 shoe boxes just before I left. And you know, I just fill them with, there's supposed to be one gift that's kind of a wow gift, and you know, a wow gift is like a teddy bear, you know, or a deflated soccer ball, you know, with a little hand pump maybe, and just little things like that are a little bit for these unfortunate kids, or less fortunate kids. It's huge. So I did my 4 shoe boxes, 2 girls, 2 boys. And I think my daughter, between the whole family, I think she said we were doing 24, 30 of them. And you know, to help 24 or 30 kids like that in a little way, man, I love it. And for, I don't know, probably 20 years now, I've sponsored my family. My wife and I started it. We sponsor children in most of the kids that we've had have been in the Africa area. So we through World Vision, and we yeah, we started it when our kids were very young, because man, there's so many children out there that are living with next to nothing, and they got no choice, right? That's just the way they have to live. So we sponsor these kids, and then when they hit a certain age, you know, you get the child when they're young, and when they hit a certain age, they are off to university. Actually, like a couple of the kids that we've had have gone on to university, and you know, not solely because of us. There's a lot of efforts, but if I can do my part and help out however I can, I'm all for that. Yeah, but these shoebox ideas, I thought that was just fantastic. You know, we watched a little video clip of these kids all around the world. On the video that we watched, they were delivering their 2 millionth shoebox. So I don't know how many they're at now, but anyways, kids all over the world getting these boxes and opening them, and man, the joy on their face just from it's a handful of gifts. You know, I did kids for around the ages of 5, I think, like 4, 5, 6, and you know, got them teddy bears and puzzles and some coloring books, toothbrush, you know, a few toys, little toys, just, you know, not much, just like say 8 or 10 little gifts, stuff them in that shoebox, and yeah, the happiness that it brings those kids is pretty crazy. So anyways, if you're looking for something to do, that's a good thing to do. Christmas is a time for giving, right? Not a time for getting, time to give. And if you're in the situation, or if you're fortunate enough that you can afford to do that, do it. My opinion anyways, you don't have to. I will. I'll do it forever. Oh, I gotta move my chair a little closer. Cooling off a little bit now. Anyways, today's Sunday. Special day today for me. So it's November 19th today. Yeah, November 19th. So it was 2017, November 19th, that my dad passed away. Very, very suddenly. He was young. He was 77 when he passed, which is fucking young, man. So anyways, yeah, 6 years ago today, and he used to love this type of shit. My old man used to love hunting and fishing in the woods, and of course that's why I've got such a passion for it. I think I took my passion for it to the next level. But yeah, he loved it. And him and I spent so much time out hunting and fishing and just exploring and camping, and we had some great times. In fact, the very last trip I went on with him, I'd have to look back at what the date was. It was only maybe a year or two before he passed away, and we went on so I've been doing my moose trip for, I don't know, 25 years plus, and always done really well. Got some real nice big moose, and I always said to my dad, you should come up there one time, you know, and check it out. And he used to love moose hunting, and he still moose hunted right up until then, but his trips were more just about getting out with the guys and fishing, trout fishing and whatnot. And if they got a moose, well, that would be great, but often they didn't. More times than not, they didn't. But anyways, I said to him, you should come up to this area that I go to, Dad, because there's some massive big moose up there. And so he did. He came up and joined us for about a week and a bit, him and his good buddy. And he brought his truck and camper up there, and he came up and hunted with us there for about a week and a half, and he just loved it. And he never shot a moose, but he was there. I've actually got the picture of it and stuff. He was there when I got one, and it was a beautiful bull. And so anyways, yeah, so today's kind of a remembrance day for Dad. Not a day goes by that you don't miss somebody that you love so much. And it seems like just yesterday, 6 years has gone, but I know he's here. I know he was with me on my alone trip, and I know he's here now. I think I've had some pretty crazy experiences out in the bush. The year after my dad passed away, I went on my moose trip, and I was riding along. I had a quad at the time, and I was riding along on my quad into the camp, and it's about a 2-hour ride on this, just on a trail. It's pretty ugly, and I was riding along, and there's like mud ruts on this trail, and so you got to stay in the ruts or whatever, and there's this bird, little tiny bird about that big, I don't even know what it is, a little black and white bird, and he's sitting right in the middle of the trail. So I get close to him, and he doesn't move, so I stop. Well, that little bugger, he flew up and he jumped on my front of my quad. I had a rack, and on that rack I had my pack strapped down, and that bird jumped on my pack right in front of me and sat there. And I waited for a minute or two, and I was like, well, I'm gonna keep driving. So I kept on driving, and that damn bird, I'm not bullshitting you, this is no bullshit, I got no reason to bullshit anybody, that bird rode on my pack for over half an hour until I got to camp, to where I always camp, set up my camp. That bird rode there, and I was like, man, if that ain't a sign, what is, right? So I had a few things like that happen, and you just go, I know that was you, or I think that way anyways. There's been a few times I look up and go, yeah, I know that was you. But anyways, good day to reflect on the old man. He was a great man. He was a big dude. Cop. He was a police officer for, I believe, around 36 years. And he was a big man. And started his career in Edmonton, walking the beat in Edmonton, and then moved to the Lower Mainland and finished his career there. But big guy, big hands, just like my grandfather, his dad. And but the most kind, caring man ever. Man, oh man, I'll tell you. He would do anything for anybody, and just very thoughtful, quiet. He'd like to always sit in the background and just listen to people talk, and so on and so forth. And I'm exactly that way. That's exactly what I do. If we're in a big group, I don't mind being in groups. as long as they're not too big. I don't like big groups, but if we're in a medium-sized group or whatever, I like to just sit back and listen to people talk. You know, and that's what the way my dad was. But just cared so much about his family, and well, that's like I am, right? You ain't got family, you ain't got anything. Anyways, we might have a little toast to Dad later on. Brought a couple of beer, one for him, one for me. Have a drink with him. So, anyways, Sunday, November 19th, 2023. Holy shit, eh? 2023, that's just insane, man. Where does the time go? That old saying, time flies. Well, you know what? Sure shit does. It flies. I'm gonna add a little bit of more hot water to my coffee here because I kind of overdid it on the coffee. Oh yeah, look at that, it's nice and hot. Holy man. And then I'll put that on, and then I'll put some more water in my pan here so I can clean my pan. I don't want that pan to be dirty for later. Yeah, it's a hell of a tough thing when you we all go through it, losing parents, and it's a goddamn tough thing. You know, it's gonna happen. It's part of nature. Everybody lives, everybody dies, but pretty tough. And tough on my mom. You know, my mom and dad did so much in such a short period of time. You know, I mean, it's not a short period of time. You know, 77 years old. He luckily, thank God, my dad retired at 55. And that's why I've always had my sights set on retiring at 55, because he said it was the best thing he ever did. And, you know, he got 27 years to 22 years. Yeah, 22 years he got to travel and do the shit he wanted to do or whatever, but he wasn't done yet. There was lots more he wanted to do. He never got to do it, but he got 22 years, so you know, that's good. But tough on my mom. You know, they had a lot of plans left yet, things unfinished, undone, but she got through it. She's getting through it. Struggle every day, I think, for her. You know, it's hard every day for everybody. It's just some days are a little easier than others. That's all it is. Holy mother, that is hot, but it's good. Ooh. You know, look at those mountains back in there. Holy man. Like just wicked remote country. You know what I mean? You know, all the way around here, these mountains are just breathtaking. That one's kind of socked in right now. It's too bad. I wish I could show you that mountain. Pretty crazy. makes you feel pretty insignificant. You know, makes you feel pretty insignificant. Such a small little person in this wild mountainous country. I get on this other deactivated road here and following a set of fairly fresh set of deer tracks. Goes into this, there's a little logging slash here. This whole country's their home. Remember how earlier I was saying how big a country it is? How easily you could get lost in here if you wanted to? Yeah, you sure could. Well, I have been on this friggin' road now for 10 kilometers. And I don't have much left in me. I think I might just go up to the corner there. Might get a little view of the river. And then take a friggin' break. Holy. Tough go. Lots of small animal tracks all over this road. Marten, rabbit. I've seen a few either bobcat or lynx tracks, but no deer tracks. Not one set since that one, and that's it. No deer, no moose, nothing else. And let me tell you, I'm friggin' tired. Whew. 10K not that big of a hike, but in this snow it is. And I got 10, well, I'm probably going to be at about 11 when I quit. And then I got 11K to go back. I have that thing, it's called around the next corneritis, or around over the next mountainitis. All my hunting buddies always say, I always go, well, let's just go over the next mountain, check it out. It's a beautiful day though. It's a nice cool day for a walk. Yeah, I think we'll just go up to the next corner here. If I make it that far, and call her good. I didn't bring any water with me because I don't like to pack shit when I'm hiking, so I got nothing to drink. Wow, tired. Well, that's the end of the line for me. I just hit 12K. I got 12 to get back. I'm gonna be friggin' exhausted. So I was kind of hoping cabin is down at the bottom of that valley, straight ahead, but I'm guessing it's another 5 to 6K, something like that. Too far for these old legs. I thought that was worthy of a look. A little bit of video footage. Wow. Clouds finally broke and revealed the beasts. So to the right of that valley, or to the right of those mountains, is the valley that we were camped in, that I was camped in. I say we because it feels like you're with me. That's the valley I was camped in, but down at the bottom. Just magnificent. Holy cow. Anyways, I just thought that was worthy of a few minutes of footage. So I found this old trail and I followed it and it brought me down to the river. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that water. Amazing. It's glacier water. I can wander up this way maybe. This is glacier water. Comes right out of the Bridge Glacier. I've been really close to it. I've never been right to it. It's a hell of a hike into it, but I've been close. Look at the color of that water. Another little creek here. Oof, that's a kapow wind. What a gorgeous little creek. Beautiful river. Gotta be fish in this river. Gotta be fish in this river. This is quite the spot. Never been down this way before. Quite nice. Legs are a little sore from this morning's hike. Oh, a little further than I had anticipated going. Oh well. Oh yeah, look, isn't that gorgeous? Man. There's probably fish right in here where this river dumps, where this creek dumps into this river. I bet you if a guy tossed your line out there, you get something. Dolly Varden, or I don't know what's all in here. I'll have to do a little bit of research. Wouldn't that be something else? So this area here could hold some potential for next year's Wilderness Journey Season 2. I'm just off the river here now. Just wandering. Kind of looking for any sign of deer or moose. And I saw one set of deer tracks, one single set. That's it. Which is kind of surprising, because this looks like a good area for deer, but yeah, there's no sign. This time of year you won't generally see like a lot of single or smaller groups of tracks. Generally this time of year the deer are in groups, right? Because they're mating, so the does will hang out sort of together, and then the bucks will wander looking for does. And then when they find them, which is, they should be with them now, so they're mating now, so they should be with them. And if you see sign, generally you'll see a fair bit of sign. But yeah, pretty quiet in here. Got a real nice standing dead right there. I'm gonna cut that sucker down, buck it into firewood. So I think I found a good spot here for the night. Figure this out just a little bit. I'm gonna build my fire right here. Perfect. There's some nice gravel underneath this overburden here. Nice to get down a gravel if you can. Some kind of a gravel, that way there's no chance of anything underneath that catching on fire, eh? Stack my wood right there. Oh yeah, that's what we want. I can tell you right now, this thing's gonna go right away. Fire's gonna burn right away. I didn't jinx myself, did I? I hope I didn't. This is super dry wood. All right, you know what? I'm pretty damn confident that this fire is going to start up pretty quickly, so I may need to deflect the wind a bit. So I had a buddy of mine that I hunt with. Well, I hunted with him this year. Met him a few years ago, quite a few years ago now. And he's a real outdoorsy guy. A lot like myself. A lot like myself when I was younger. Well, not that I'm not outdoorsy now, but you know what I mean? Like, he's younger than I am. So he reminds me a lot of myself. And anyways, he was watching my wilderness journey and he was like, dude, how'd you get the fire going so damn quick? He goes, I can't believe that. And I'm like, it's just lots of practice, man. You know, I've done so much. Oh man, this camera's gonna be the death of me. Okay. Oh yeah, that's real smart. Don't frick the snow right on my fire. Anyways, I've done so much of the ferro rod. It's just almost like second nature to me, right? So I just thought that was kind of funny. How the hell did you get the fire going so quickly? Because I needed to. Anyways, this as I was saying to you, this birch, like I say, people from back east, you know, the eastern states, eastern Canada, they're all probably all too familiar with birch, but we don't get a lot of it here. There's not a lot of it, especially in this area that I'm at right now, right? This is going to be a little bit trickier with the damn wind, but we're going to get her. There we go. I'm just going to use that son of a gun. Won't stay there for me. So, if all goes well, that should light up pretty quick. It's almost time for a new ferro rod. They don't last forever. They do wear down, but I've had this one for a long time. And it's almost time for a new one. Just like that, Darce. Just like that, buds. His name's Darcy. My buddy there that asked me that question. Funny how Mother Nature provides the things we need, and some people don't even know it, right? Some people don't even know these things are out there, but they are. Oh. Yeah, met these young guys I'm talking about. I won't say their name because I like to respect people's privacy, but they know who they are. Met them a few years ago in the area that we hunt, and they are hands down a couple of the most respectful young guys that I've ever met in my life. Very, very nice young guys. I mean, they're not super young, don't get me wrong. I think they're probably in their, maybe around 40. I hope I didn't ruin anything for you guys there. I think they're around 40. And just super nice, respectful young guys. So yeah, I met them hunting. Holy shit. That didn't take long to heat up now, did it? And carried on a pretty good friendship. Gotta put the ferro rod back around the neck. So there you go. That's how you get a fire going very quickly in the bush with a ferro rod. Better. Wow, what a fire. I could tell that wood right away. As soon as I cut into it, I could tell that wood was dry. So today we did the one hike, was about 22 kilometers. It's about 11 kilometers each way. And then I moved areas. Well, that was a bit of a different, that was a totally different area where I went for that big hike. But it's getting deeper into the mountains, deeper into the valley. And as you saw, more and more snow, less and less game sign and everything else. So I got out of there and I moved about probably 10 kilometers down the valley. Hoping to get out of the snow a little bit, maybe see some more sign, and I did get out of the snow a bit. There's probably only 4 or 5 inches here, and you know, around the trees and stuff, it's melted away and whatnot. So I'm gonna spend the night here. I did a good hike here too. That's where I hiked down to the river there. I found the river. Showed you guys the river. So that was about another 6 kilometers, 5 kilometers that I did. Well, it's about 6 kilometers. So the old legs are feeling it tonight. So with that being said, I'm gonna relax the rest of the day, man. Because honestly, that's really what I'm here for, is to relax. So I'm gonna relax for a little bit. I got a good fire going. Probably have a smoky or two for dinner tonight, because I ate all the steaks last night. Remember I said there was 2 meals? Well, I was hungrier than hell, so there was only 1 meal, and I ate it all. So good though. But I also said that I was gonna have a beer with the old man, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a beer with the old man. So I got enough firewood for the night, got a good fire going, and it's time to have a beer with the old man. I apologize, Dad. I normally have, my dad drank Budweiser, so I normally have Budweiser for him, but I didn't have any this time, so I brought him a Lucky. So we'll have a cheers to the old boy. You notice I got my gloves on. These are anybody that watched my videos getting ready for my wilderness journey, my wilderness journey, I talked about these. I've had these gloves here for probably 6 years, and they're just socks. They're old wool socks, and when they get a hole in them from hiking too much, if they get a hole in them, I don't huck them away. I just cut 4 more holes in them and turn them into gloves. And they're great because they do keep your hands nice and warm. They keep your fingers open, but just your fingers, and you know, you can pull them up a little ways if you need to. Keep your forearms warm. And yeah, why throw them away? Go spend $40 or $50 on a pair of wool gloves. Why? I don't know. I don't give a shit what I look like. Nobody out here going, those are stupid looking gloves. Even if there was, I wouldn't care. Even if somebody was here saying that, I wouldn't care. They keep my hands warm, they serve the purpose, and they cost me nothing. And because I always wear wool socks, I'll always have wool gloves. All right, camp's looking pretty good here now. So when I scraped the fireplace out, I saw that nice gravel, so I scraped my bed out down to that nice gravel. And then I'm just gonna lay a few boughs down on there, just to keep my sleeping bag dry, or clean, I mean, so it don't get all dirty. And yeah, I'll lay some boughs down on there and put my sleeping bag down there, and we are looking good, man. Oh yeah. Lay the bag down on there, keep the fire stoked up. We are styling. Well, it's that time of the evening again. It's not quite evening. Anyways, we got our onions. Our onions are gonna go right there, and they're gonna cook away nice and slow. We don't want to rush anything. There we go. And then I just whittled up a roasting stick for my whittle. My grandpa used to always say that, whittle. I've set up my whole life. There we go. Got a couple of smokies, but we're gonna start with one. So you can see that's how I cook my smokies. You got this log here and a log there. This log's pretty heavy, holds the end of your stick. And if you just need to adjust height, all you do is just move that sucker in a little bit and that adjusts your height. I do this all the time when my wife and I are out. Oh yeah, that's perfect. When my wife and I are out side by siding or whatever. Oh man. People will stand there with a stick, right? For like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, however long it takes to cook your smoky. They'll stand there. Not me. I got other shit to do. Man. I don't have time to stand there. That smoky will cook just fine like that. And if you need a bit more heat, you just move that stick out, right? Oh yeah, that's right about there is perfect. So that's a homemade moose smoky. Made by yours truly. I do it all, man, I told you. I get my own meat, I process my own meat, make my own sausage, jerky, all that kind of stuff. It's just what I prefer to do. You know? And I make my own spirits. I make some of the best bourbon and whiskey and vodka. Some of the best out there. And that's not just coming from me. I've heard people, well, I have had people tell me, many people tell me that. Some of the best spirits on the market. Well, it's not on the market, that's why nobody knows about it. Yeah, I got me a little backwoods still. Oh yeah, there we go. Got me a little backwoods still, and it's 25 gallons. That's what I do. I make corn vodka, like Tito's. So I make 100% corn vodka, which I really like, and then I make a bourbon, and I make some flavored bourbons. I make a salted caramel bourbon, and I make a cinnamon bourbon, well, cinnamon whiskey, and make a straight Canadian whiskey. And then at Christmas time, I make apple pie. Fan favorite. People love their apple pie. And yeah, so it's a fun little hobby. I don't need to go over to the store and buy it. I make it. So I gotta just do a little close up here. Look at that. Look at that. Onions. We'll do up a couple of smokies. Yum. All right, we'll catch you in a little while. As if my lovely wife was here with me, joining me. But a little too rough for her. You know, if we had a tent, nice tent and stuff, she'd be good. But and that's great. But sometimes I just like to go out and really rough it. Well, I mean, this isn't really roughing it. We got food and whatnot, but it's roughing it. Look at that sucker. How good does that look? Yeah, it looks pretty damn good to me. Oh, you fucker. Can you see that? We got us a smoky with some onions. I did bring a little bit of cheese on a bun. Yeah. Man. The simple things in life. I thought I would share with you guys what I see when I go to bed. So if I look to the north, that's what I see to the north. And if I look to the south, that's what I see to the south. Now, does that not take your breath away? It sure does mine. It sure does mine. Here's some wolves again. They're a long ways off. Oh. Well. Oh man. It's been a long day. I was up at about 5 this morning and getting the fire going and whatnot, and well, I wasn't up and at it by then, but I was awake at 5. So I got the fire loaded up, and you know what? It's probably around 9 o'clock or something like that. I don't know. You know what? I haven't even looked at my clock here in a while. It's bright. There's a full moon tonight. Full moon with wolves howling. Yay. Isn't that fun? Oh well. Got a good fire going. I got a nice comfy bed. Very comfy actually. Lots of heat from the fire, so I think I'm gonna turn in, people. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Just heard one more howl. It almost sounds like they're moving off, going further away, which is perfect by me. I've had wolves come right into camp, like within, God, I don't even know, maybe within about 50 yards of camp. But they don't like fire. They're not too keen on human scent and everything, so whatever. Be a big frickin' mistake on their part if they come into my camp, because I rarely miss. I'm a good shot. I got old Faithful with me here on this trip, my 300 Win Mag, and I don't often miss. So it would be very unfortunate for the wolves if they come in tonight, because old Faithful is right there. Not worried about it. Anyways, I'm gonna call her a night, you guys. We'll see you in the morning. We got to get out of here bright and early, head home. Gotta go see the family. Can't wait to see the family. I better turn that camera off because I can feel myself dozing off. Oh boy. I wish I had a remote for my camera. Well, it's time for this old boy to call her a night. Big day. Did about 26 kilometer hike, 2 hikes in the snow, and checked out some pretty good area, and then cut wood, got water. Just heard another wolf. Bastards. Sound like it was further off. Yeah. Not too worried about it. Got a good fire going. And I got Old Faithful with me on this trip. My 300 Win Mag. So I'm not too concerned because I don't often miss. When I shoot, I connect. So it would be real unfortunate for the wolves if they came into camp today. They won't. I'm not worried. Lots of wood. I got quite a stack of wood there, so doze off. When I wake up, if I'm cold, just throw some more logs on. I'll be good to go. So yeah, it was a good day. Good day. Good hike, good meal. Had a beer with Pops. Nice to have a beer with Dad. And I know he's watching over me. I honestly believe he's with me on all these trips I do. I think he's just right here beside me. So I'm beat. I'm gonna go to bed, and we gotta get out of here early in the morning. Probably I'll be gone before daylight. Oh man. Gone before daylight, go home and see the family. I always miss my family when I'm out in the woods. I miss my wife and kids, my son-in-law. Miss them all. So it'll be good to get home, see everybody again, and